And welcome everybody to the MTG Paper Legacy Discord's Tuesday Fight Night. I am PresBOTW, joined here by my co-host Chaotic Bear. How's it going today?
Hey, Prez. Excited for some Legacy. How's it going?
I'm doing pretty good as well. I am also super excited for some Legacy because man, we got some spice tonight. Kicking off right with the first round too. So we got Really Not on Top of Things here on the left. They're playing what looks to be a accumulated knowledge miracles list, which is pretty cool. However, if we're talking about spice, we got to be looking on Pain Cow's side. So Pain Cow is playing Dragon Fit, which this is basically red black dragons splashing green for a couple cards, namely Veteran Explorer, and it's also running Obosh the Prey Caesar as a companion, which is nuts.
Yeah, this is not exactly a Legacy staple, so it's like a one-sided Furnace of Wrath as long as everything in your deck is odd, which is just super cute.
Yeah, well, and that's
Uh,
the other thing that's sweet about Obosh too is the fact that the companion restriction means every creature in your deck will hit double damage.
Yeah.
And are we starting off with a Field of the Dead?
Oh, and a 3-color deck. Yuck.
So
Yeah,
hilariously, the zombies are actually the only thing that will not do double damage with Obosh.
yeah. Green set for 1. We gotta imagine that's a Veteran Explorer.
This is going to be a Veteran Explorer for sure,
Yeah.
because after looking at this deck list here, oh, no, never mind. There is a Karthus Tyrant of Jund and also a Dragon Lord of Tarka that they can both be Green Sunned as well. For
Yeah.
a lot.
I mean, this list from Really Not on Top of Things, it just reminds me so much of a classic like 2018, 2019 Miracles list. I saw Mystic Sanctuary is the only upgrade that it's gotten in the main deck.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sweet. I mean, I haven't actually seen a ton of that. You know, we just had Snowco 2019, 2020 for so long that Classic Miracles here seems like a fun throwback.
Yeah, it is for sure. And like this is also, running the Mystic Sanctuary, which is an absolute house in a Terminus deck. I'll just Wrath on command.
Yeah. Plus
So we're
the Caracas Legends interaction, which is always super
Yeah.
sweet too.
Which hilariously, there's actually a lot of legendary dragons in this deck, so that works out pretty good. And we're going to see an end of turn accumulated knowledge there. So we're starting off on the drawing a whole pile of cards.
Yep. Pain Cow doesn't have a way out to sacrifice that Veteran Explorer, which is unfortunate. 4 Cabal Therapy and 3 Village Rights in the deck, but doesn't have any of them.
Yeah.
Might have been holding up for this Opposition Agent.
Oh no. There's a full play set of Opposition Agent in here. Oh my goodness.
It costs 3. Why not? That's odd.
Yeah. I'd missed that the first time through. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
So we'll see a brainstorm here.
Yeah, make sure you also crack that fetch land while this is still in the stack.
Yeah, I imagine gonna get a pause for that perfect brainstorm there.
Oh, definitely.
But this seems like, there's not a single effect in Real on Top of Things deck that searches the library except for fetch lands, but I still feel like you have to counter this if you can.
I think that it's definitely a good idea to kill it because Miracles doesn't want to miss land drops at all.
Definitely.
And that's what Opposition Agent will do, is it will functionally make you miss land drops because every fetch land you draw is dead.
Yeah. Thankfully, plenty of removal, plenty of counters in the deck. So even if it doesn't get countered here, can always get taken out later.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just it too, is like, a Terminus here with the Veteran Explorer would feel really bad too.
Oh man, and 3 Snapcasters in this list. It's been a while since Snapcaster has had his day in the sun, I think.
We got a Village Rights.
Yep, we found it. Although this Opposition Agent plus Veteran Explorer is a heck of a combo.
Okay.
So I imagine we're going to checking the Oracle text on this. I imagine to make sure that it's a May effect.
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, I saw players hesitating there briefly. Going to make sure that everyone here can hear my very loud keyboard right in front of the microphone. Yeah, it's a May effect. So
yeah.
So that's unfortunate, but not a backbreaker. I mean, if that were a forced search, can you imagine? Oof.
That would be so bad. Oh my gosh. That being said, though, the lands would go to exile rather than right to the battlefield, but...
Yeah, but denying the denying the lands to find later, and then also just getting all that information seems pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So, Pain Cow continue to make these land drops, diversifying the lands for Field of the Dead there, which is adorable. So we see,
Yeah. This is a very good use of snow-covered lands, even though I give them a lot of
yeah,
flack.
yeah. Field of the Dead has some just very strange hoops that it wants you to jump through.
Yeah. Also, this main deck Clothis is hilarious. The amount of splash damage this is going to do to an accumulated knowledge deck.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Um, really not on top of things here. It just hasn't found a ton of answers, or at least isn't willing to deploy them quite yet.
Yeah, like, and that being said, there are still 3 terminus. So, all it takes is 1 terminus off the top, and then you're good. That said, that the Clothis is not a creature.
It's not. And having played a fair bit of Clothis myself, it can be very annoying for Swords to Plowshares opponents.
Yes. That being said, actually, if I was in Pain Cow's shoes and I deed that this was, well, the accumulated knowledge is pretty obviously a miracles list. But in this particular case, I would definitely be a please or not please, but try not to turn on Clothis because losing
Yeah.
Clothis here would be really bad.
That's true. Although I've never successfully activated Clothis in Legacy, and I feel like you're winning the game if you're able to do that.
Oh, like attack with it? I
No,
agree.
I just mean yeah. That's so much devotion, and these decks.
Yeah.
Pain Cow can do it pretty trivially, I think, just because there's so many dragons in the deck. But
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing too. So of note, that Caracas is also huge too because it will immediately unsummon the Clothis if it becomes a creature.
yeah. So yeah, I think you're right. I think Pain Cow is going to never have the 7th pip of devotion in play if he can help it.
Yeah. Teferi. Okay, this answers Clothis.
For now, yeah.
For now, yeah.
Although if he bounces the Teferi, then the opposite just kills the Teferi.
Ooh,
Okay.
interesting.
Um, this is certainly a patient play. I don't mind it, and the damage is already kind of going to be done with the Clothis unless he had a counter to answer it on the way back down.
Yeah. So if you're in Pain Cow's spot during your upkeep, 100% you hit this AK, don't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. I think it triggers at the beginning of your first main, I believe. But oh, definitely.
Yeah. Just a little nightcap. Thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated.
Welcome to the stream.
Looks like we are still
Yeah.
in upkeep. Yeah, we hit the AK for sure, and then that's gonna also drain for 2.
Yeah, that incidental life loss is no joke with Clothis. There's certainly games where it feels completely dead, and there's some like this where it's straight gas.
Yeah. Of note too, also guarantee you this Colossus will be hitting every single terminus as it comes down with
Yeah.
the especially given that the oh my goodness. Why can't I brain today? The Mystic Sanctuary will be able to put it back on top.
Yeah, for sure. We see redeploy of the opposition agent into the veteran
Dream
explorer here.
team. The dream team.
Man, those are so good together. I bet if Dr. Leo is our table spotter tonight, and I bet he has strong feelings about this. I bet he is firmly for this deck. I bet.
I bet. Well, it's playing village rights. I'm pretty sure Doc doesn't care what the other 72 cards are.
That's true, but he gets opposition agent plus cards that are actually good with it. Mm.
Yeah.
So really not on top of things here. Untaps with Teferi, but 5
Manages to
mana.
play with the Tundra as well. So that's good as
Yep.
well because now this is a not fetchable source. So this is 4 mana. JTMS.
Hey,
Let's
is this still
go.
good?
I am still a huge fan of this card. I still think it's very good.
Oh yeah, and I think that with some of the bans that we've seen in Legacy, I think Jace is only going to see a little bit more play now.
Yeah.
Um,
And then unsummoning the opposition agent again. I actually really like this as a way to tax the mana of Pain Cow. The first bounce felt a little bit awkward, but I actually really like the second bounce now. Especially because this veteran explorer has to decide which 2 loyalty planeswalker to attack.
yeah, I think that bouncing the Colossus on that one turn would have been just not defensible since it would have died on the crackback. But now that you have 2 planeswalkers that can help protect each other, uh,
Yeah.
it's going to give him a lot of time to find an answer to that agent.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the other thing too is that, if Pain Cow's trying to deploy at main phase, The other thing as well. Okay, here we go. 5 mana. Are we gonna get a big scary here? And leaving the
Uh-oh.
Bayou untapped.
A dragon.
Ooh,
I have to
Kolaghan, the Dragon's Fury or Storm Fury, whichever one.
Storm's Fury, yeah. Um,
Yeah,
right
Kolaghan,
now
the
to say,
Storm's Fury. Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna have to read a lot of these cards tonight.
yeah, so Kolaghan, the Storm's Fury is whenever a dragon you control attacks, creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Has flying, and then it also has dash for 5, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Which allows you to play it out for 5, gains haste, and then it boomerangs back to hand at end of turn.
So I guess we'll. Do you think he
Also,
played as the love axe here, or just?
yeah, I'm not
It's like,
exactly sure here. So, okay, so cast Kolaghan using the dash cost, so it is going to gain haste here.
yeah, but
Um,
there's still that untapped Caracas on the other side of the field. I don't
that
know if
is
this
true.
does.
Well, I
That's
think
just
it's
a good
mainly
point.
just that it forces the Caracas activation. The other thing as well is that if really not on top of things stumbles here even a little bit and actually allows the attack to happen, this veteran explorer is going to kill one of the planeswalkers.
Yeah.
So this has to be bounced before attackers are declared.
Uh, our uh, our tail spider here letting us know that really not on top of things is considering the Kolaghan on the stack has to look up what it does. Which, if you're watching, don't forget that we have the deck lists. If you're watching on your computer, there should be two little decks on the left and right of your screen. And if you're on your phone, can you watch it? Can you pull up the deck list on your phone? I don't remember.
I don't think CBL quite works with the phone, but it could be. I actually really like hitting the Jace here, largely because that the Teferi on the uptick doesn't really do too much. Oh, looks like we had a little disconnect there with really not on top of things. We will try and get that back.
Yep. And our streamer here, Beyond Sadistic, thanks for streaming, verifying that it works on mobile.
Yeah.
I know that in the past that's been a limitation, but I figured they had it fixed at this point. Uh, I'm always on this side of the camera and not the other side.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're just going to be doing some tech issues here in order to try and get the link back. Apologies, everyone.
Okay, using the cell phone as a webcam and then got a phone call. Gotcha. So that should be easy enough to sort out here.
Yeah.
So did you see our league is starting
Yes.
today, right?
Yes. So our for those who don't know, we are the MTG Paper Legacy Discord. We offer a ton of ways to play Legacy. If you are so inclined, exclamation point Discord in the chat will give you a link to join up with the Discord here. We have a monthly league that fires up. Our April league just started today. 112 players, which is fantastic. So 16 full pods of 7. And then we also have weekly tournaments every Saturday and currently every second Sunday. It would be nice to try and bump that up to every Sunday, but need to make sure we have the people for that. And yeah, it's a really good time. And then also at the end of this month, we have the Invitational coming up too, which is super exciting. May 1st for that one.
Yeah, big hype for that. Do you see? Tensai is still on top of the leaderboard this season. So
No one
first seed
stops it.
last season, proceeded to win the tournament, and then is still on that grind for first seed this season. He plays a lot.
Oh yeah. So it looks like we got our camera woes sorted out there. So hopefully we'll be able to keep going here. Jace was at 1, Teferi was at 2. Looks like we have an uptick, I believe. And then we are back to casting a brainstorm here. So
Just a little brainstorm. Cliffy on the
yeah.
chat. The Tensai on top. No way. What?
Yeah, exactly.
uh, brainstorm. So no, doing this brainstorm when Pain Cow's shields are down for the opposition agent. That's a good call there as well.
Yeah, I really like this as well. And if you're in really spot, you definitely want to make sure this scalding turn counts for something. Absolutely. That being said, though, of note, even without a land drop, Pain Cow, or even with a land drop, Pain Cal will be up to 8 functionally 9 mana next turn. Or sorry, will be up to 7, 8 mana if you get the land drop, which would be either a big 7 drop dragon or a Green Sun Zenith for a big 7 drop dragon.
Yeah.
That being
And
said, though, on the Green Sun Zenith route, I believe all of the green dragons that big are legendary, which that Caracas is going to be a huge pain in the butt.
yeah, it's gonna be a pain for pretty much for a lot of us top end. Um,
Yeah. Ooh, Fencer. Oh,
oh
yes.
no.
Oh, yeah. Let's play some Legend Miracles. I love this.
Yeah, definitely into this.
Yeah. Clothis, legendary enchantment. Get out of here.
All right. Uh-oh, it's the beginning of your main phase. You don't have a Colossus. Oh well, you don't get a
Yeah.
trigger.
So this is also
Yeah.
another way to also make sure that okay, so Painkal's going to get 7 mana regardless. Doesn't really matter, but
Yeah.
that said, there is still a Caracas.
So
Oh.
now we're getting on the zombie train. That's gonna be really
Ooh.
hard for not on top of things to interact with.
It's gonna be very annoying for sure. Again, a terminus is gonna sweep away everything that's been built up. However, it's still gonna like one fetch land is still gonna add 4 power to the board.
Yeah. Um, and almost all of the stuff other than terminus that really on top of things can do to interact with the opponent is one for one removal, and just being able to like repeat use one card to repeatedly make 2/2s, even if one of them sticks around, you have to answer every single one of them or you just get beamed for 2 a turn. So
Yeah, exactly. And it looks as well like Pink Cow is just looking up the Oracle text on Venser there.
yeah.
Um Jace is currently at 1 loyalty still. Crunch for 1 with the Veteran Explorer.
Do you think that is there a there's a block and a bounce here to deny the land drop? Okay, that's cute.
Yeah.
I like that sequencing. So I mean, we have to assume really not on top of things was probably going to be bouncing it at end of turn anyway, but
Yeah.
here's a
Well,
little extra value.
if no big dragon came down. That being said though, well, I guess even then if you play out Dragon Lord Atarka here. So this is actually really good. I really like this actually. If this doesn't get countered, this is actually going to kill all the planeswalkers. I forgot. This is not Atarka World Render. This is Dragon Lord Atarka. So she's gonna Lava Axe, divided any way Pain Cow chooses, 5 damage among
Yeah.
creatures and planeswalkers.
That is definitely not good for the Miracles player here
Yeah,
if that
absolutely not.
resolves. But it looks like looking up another card here as well. We're going to see a lot of
Yeah.
reading.
Oh, definitely. Of note as well, this is a dragon that you absolutely do not want to hit with Caracas.
That's a good point. There's some tech there for you.
Yeah.
Uh,
That
I-
being said, with her being an 8/8 Flampler, you kind of have to, but
yeah. There was someone locally. She plays Nick Fit, and she played the green white Dragon Lord from the same block. And I was just
Dragon
like,
Lord Dramoka is so good.
well, I guess I got to read that.
Yeah,
And she
for
said, yeah,
sure.
I figured.
Yeah.
All right.
Tensai awake for 36 hours is real rough. Real rough. Thanks for hanging out here. It's also probably who knows wait, it's like 5 in the morning for you right now, isn't it? That's brutal. 4 or 5 or 6 in the morning, somewhere around there. Very late.
Cathra in chat. Fortunately, he can bounce him with Caracas. Okay, yes, he can.
That is
Hopefully,
true, yeah.
I mean, we've not seen a ton of help here from the Miracles player. The note 0 swords so far, 0 ways to recur his swords.
Yeah,
He hasn't countered a single spell yet. Like, I wonder what's going on.
exactly. Another thing as well, right now, really not on top of things would be very heavily incentivized to let this um Veteran Explorer die
Yeah.
by virtue of really not on top of things, or a Miracles deck is also asking. Oh, apparently someone's asking for a rewind because they didn't know what the card did when they said it resolves.
Huh, I wonder which player that is.
Yeah, no, it's
Um,
the Dragon Lord. They so apparently really not on top of things thought the Dragon Lord Atarka was the Kolaghan the Storm's Fury, which is why
oh,
they never
gotcha.
countered it. But
Gotcha.
no, this is very much so not Kolaghan the Storm's Fury. This is the big nasty Dragon Lord, and also the one that sees play in all of the big mana formats with the big mana red green decks. This is their top end finisher. Big 8/8 Flampler that eats all of the creatures when it comes into play. Super good card.
Yeah, what's funny is I had to read it. I played this in EDH, and I still want to go reread it just to double check.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that card is crazy good. I played in my LD Anima deck.
Yeah.
Um, so while players are getting this set up here with our table spotter, is there any of the spoilers that you are super excited for?
Not terribly. I know that they started spoiling some of the commander cards in the past couple days there. Uh, I know that some people have been talking about that red mirror, the 3 mana artifact that when it enters the battlefield, it becomes a copy of another another creature on the battlefield until end of turn, and then it taps for red afterwards. This card's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
Vera and Voice of Duality, Beyond Sadistic is getting that up on screen for us here as well. This card is interesting. I don't really see that it breaks into Legacy, but I don't know. Do you see a home for this? It seems like this is going to be a great card for EDH, but
it could be. I think this might fit in more of like a blue-red Delver Shell or something. But anyway, it looks like they did. Pink Out did allow the rewind there, so we did see a Force of Will firing back to hit the Dragon Lord Atarka, which is probably like very generous on Pink Cow's side because holy cow, that's pretty rough for sure if that card resolves. So this is the Cursed Mirror. This card's super sweet.
yeah.
It has a lot of tech. I say that also as someone who mains a Goblin Welder deck. The ability to rebuy this card all the time is super interesting.
Yeah,
But
Goblin Welder is such a weird card. I can't believe they printed that. And then I can't believe they gave us another similar card years later.
in Engineer,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Similar-ish.
Engineer's sweet.
Uh,
Engineer's so much better if you have a Welder out though, specifically because Engineer on its own is a pretty weak card to be totally honest.
yeah, it has Entomb stapled on it. You can't mind that, right?
It's fine, but I've also had it just be like, hey, I can set up to go here with only a single goblin, and then it gets surgical, and then I'm like, oh, now I lose.
Yeah.
It's nice when you have the welder to immediately weld what you grab, but anyway, so we're actually going to see a face steal from the Jace, putting a Taiga on it, allows it to, or allows the Taiga to stay on top there. So yeah, thank you
But
very much for the follow, Toga Curry. Much appreciated.
yeah, some chat here about the doubler, the blue red doubler. I play blue red delver as well, and the Xing of Dreadhorde Arcanist has left sort of a hole in that deck. But I really think Sprite Dragon is. I feel like I'd be happier about Sprite Dragon than the new card, but I probably won't test it.
That's the thing is I always say I want to test things and then I end up just not playing the deck in any meaningful fashion because I have my pet deck if I actually care about doing well in an event.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna test this out in here. Oh, an event that has stakes. Okay, I'm gonna play Painter instead.
Yeah, I actually I've got 2 Royal Scions and a Snapcaster Mage is what I replace the Dreadhordes with for now. That's mostly because when Eldraine got spoiled, I pre-ordered Royal Scions and I said, wow, this is going to be the good card of the set. And I picked the wrong Planeswalker.
Yeah, there's a lot of reading
It was
going on today. It looks
sweet with
like.
Young Pyro, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the players battling back and forth to figure out what the cards did, and I said, oh, I'll check chat.
Yeah.
It's pricey, but could be sweet. That's probably a good summation of it.
Yeah.
It seems like on turn 3, 4, you're usually trying to like answer some of your opponent's stuff and win, but
Yeah.
uh,
On another note, too, with how many large big mana dragons there are in this deck, Veteran Explorer is actually a super sweet way to ramp up for.
oh yeah, Dr. Leo, I'm sure. Again, of course he got to spot tonight. This is just his night to spot. But
Oh yeah. No, there's actually going to be a lot of sweet decks coming in today. Champagne's got some spice too. I'm excited for that.
don't spoil anything for us, man.
I'm
I
not
know
going
you're
to
in the
spoil
chat.
anything.
Oh, I know you know better, but Champagne's right there on the chat. He might be itching for it. So
Yeah, that's true.
here's another zombie.
Yep. This is
It
just the amount of value you can get over the course of a game with Field of the Dead is ludicrous.
Yeah, just for it completely uncounterable. I mean, Stifle, I guess, but, uh, long
Yeah.
term, you can't.
Smash for 3. I imagine this is aimed at the walkers. Actually, at 9, I could see this going upstairs. Or no,
That's
this is
true.
3 at Jace the Mind Sculptor. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Snapcaster Mage.
If he had one more creature in play, it would make. I guess he could flash an opposition agent because if he's hit face here and then had one more power, it would be lethal next turn.
Yeah.
Uh, but this 2/1 is going to do quite a bit of work here.
Yeah. So Snapcaster, I would imagine you're targeting a Brainstorm here. And then block the zombie token. I like
Yep,
that.
targeting the brainstorm. Notably, he has enough mana there to snap cast and hard cast that force of will. I tried to mix together cast and force, and it didn't end
Yeah.
well. Um, there's
Ooh, yeah,
Colossus
the
back.
targeting the Forcible would have been pretty nice here with the Clothis here. So Clothis again coming down with the 3 loyalty. So I imagine we're gonna end step see this brainstorm cast.
Ooh, a
Oh, end
lot more
step
mana
pay
cast.
4. This is a lot more than
Is this
brainstorm mana.
Venser?
Venser
Oh,
again. Hit the Clothis.
oh, so
Yeah.
just not even gonna cast the brainstorm. Just gonna bounce. Oh, he left up Caracas there. He could have had the brainstorm, I think, unless he was short on blue mana.
No, he's got 2 islands, 2 tundras he tapped for that. So
Okay.
I could see leaving the Caracas up in the event of like an end step lightning bolt or something like that. Oh no. Technical issues
Yeah.
again.
Hey, put your phone on do not disturb. Okay, thanks. Probably just gonna reach up and man, as a millennial, I'm just always like, who's calling me?
Yeah, no, I got all my phones off right now.
Everyone I talk to is either knows to text me or sees me in person. One of the two.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, no, it's definitely I don't know. How have things been in terms of the invitational race so far? Cuz I know that we're into month 3 now.
Yep, we have
So,
this month and or sorry, this month's league, and then 3 more Saturdays, and then the Sunday to earn points. Um, we have got a. It's pretty top loaded. I'm going to pull it up just to double check the actual numbers here. Um, but right now we do have a clean break for the 8th seed,
yeah.
but still plenty of time to catch up if you're not, even if you're not the very top there. There's still plenty of time to earn points for it, but maybe not to get up to first seed. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Um Yeah, no, and that's just it too. Is I actually noticed the super cool thing about the invitational's been is that the first season our top seed Frosty ended up on I want to say 32 points she had. And then in season 2 and each season past that the entirety of the top 8 has more points than that cuz people started taking it more seriously after seeing how sweet that tournament is. So,
Oh yeah, and we have fewer opportunities to earn points too because we used to give points for fight night, so
yeah.
they're just really grounded.
Yeah, exactly. So of note here as well, we're actually this is the second ponder. Um, the second ponder this turn, and it looks like there's a fetch land down. One of the new Zendikar expedition lands. I think that's a pond or fetch land. I could be wrong. I'm not super familiar with those artworks. However, you just got to be very careful of exactly this opposition because
Yeah,
that's still in hand.
Pink Cow
Uh,
has gotten to replay the same cards over and over, which maybe
oh,
isn't good.
oh, Teferi, right? You can't do that.
Oh yeah, well, players catching it there before we could,
Yeah.
thankfully. I just assumed
Luckily,
it has
luck,
flash.
yeah. Luckily, that opposition agent was a known card.
Yeah,
Yeah, and yeah, I could totally see. Oh, forgetting about the Obosh. Yeah, that's a good point. That being said, I would not be super hot on trying to play out this Obosh into a veteran explorer being your only creature, especially because that a terminus would put Obosh on the bottom, and then you're very sad.
Yeah. I mean, like you said though, I mean, top is at 9 life, but I think
Yeah,
that you would like to get a couple other creatures if before you go down that road.
yeah.
You can get it
Um,
in your hand pretty safely though, I think.
I think if you even had one dragon in play when you get to untap with Obosh, then I think you'd be fine. Because Pain Cow's at 9 mana right now, so Pain Cow can pay the 3 and pay the 5 to cast Obosh.
Yep.
So I think what Pain Cow needs to do is just commit to the board right now. Just make it so that way you try and fire off this terminus early. Double opposition agent. Oh man. So Swords to Plowshares is not going to save you here. And this is
That's
also
not.
interesting too, because really not on top of things is at 9, and there's 9 power on the board now.
Yes, I would love
So
to see either a third, either another threat here, or just get the Obosh in hand.
yeah.
There we
Yeah,
go.
so we're gonna pick up the Obosh now.
So I think that's a good way to split your vulnerability because the more you commit, obviously, the worse the terminus is.
Yeah.
Um,
Vendilion Click. Ouch. Ouch.
uh, my goodness! Oh no! Is this like Commander, and you can just put it in the command zone as a replacement effect? So,
I do not believe so. This
oh
is
man,
actual Magic, not Commander.
burn! So we see the dragon and the Colossus. We knew about 2 Greenstone Zenith, and then the Obosh in hand.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, Obosh, I feel like you have to take Obosh on principle, although it's just such a
Yeah.
sad beat for Pain Cow there.
Absolutely. Um
Although
no,
can get
of
it with
note,
Green Zenith now, so
actually you can't get it with Greenstone, but you can at least shuffle.
why can't you? It's a green creature. Oh, it's black and red. I'm sorry.
It's red and
I
black, yeah.
thought it was red and green. Never mind.
No. No, it is green. And of note, Dragonlord of Tarka, Karthus Tyrant of Jund, and then the Veteran Explorer, I believe, are the only green creatures in the deck. Oh, I guess technically Klothys as well. There's a
Yeah,
playset of Klothys in here. I never read that. Oh
that is
no.
aggressive.
That's awesome.
Uh, Actual factual constructed. You can
Yes,
run
I
4 of
agree.
them in this format. What?
Well, if you want to get super, super technical beyond statistic, it's actual factual eternal. But,
Yeah, eternal
constructed is
constructed.
technically standard pioneer and modern, and then legacy and vintage are eternal.
Yeah, but they overlap, right? Constructed is anything that's not limited.
Yeah, for sure.
This is ramp. Okay. Yeah, sort
Yeah,
of
good point.
can
Well,
be.
Colossus is ramp, Veteran Explorers ramp, all kinds of stuff. So,
Hitting not having any problem with land drops over here on Pink Cow's side.
yeah. And yeah, I kind of agree, Champagne. There seems to be a lot of Greenstone Zeniths in this deck for how many green creatures there are, but at the same time, this is so sweet. I don't even care.
Yeah. I think it's just really relying on hitting Veteran Explorer somewhere on curve because
Yeah,
it's hard to power out 7 drops if you aren't ramping.
yeah. Also, paying cow up to 10 lands now. So
Sorry,
we're
was it
gonna
earlier you
pay.
saying that Miracles really wants to hit their land drops?
Yes, exactly. So this is I actually really like this play right now, because that if really not on top of things decides to Caracas this Kolaghan in order to stop the attack trigger, they will not be able to save the Venser or the V click.
That's a
Well,
good
I
point.
guess the V
Yeah.
click is tapped and can't block anyway, but
So, although we might actually just finally have found the card Swords to Plowshares, it looks like. Yeah, there it
yeah,
is.
looks like we did get an STP.
Uh, and the painful that's only 4 life there. I feel like there's more painful Swords to Plowshares potential in this game, but
Yeah, smash. I
man,
really like this attack here.
oh yeah, just crunchy. Like you might trade
Oh, I don't
with a
even care
Venser,
what
but
any of my
go
creatures
for it.
lose. Well, the other
Yeah.
thing too is that you don't actually lose a creature if he saves the Venser.
Yeah. Oh, I'm saying he has the choice of trading off with one of the agents here, I guess. But
Yeah,
like, okay, yeah, this is all just great. Especially, I mean, also has to block. This is exactly lethal, as you pointed out.
yeah. Yeah, this is exactly lethal.
Oh
which
gosh.
which
Like,
is amazing too, because that Kolaghan attack would have been lethal no matter what happened, unless this is a instant speed terminus block.
do you know how bad it feels to get instant speed terminused? It's so
It
bad.
it feels pretty rough, not gonna lie.
All right. Tapping some mana here.
Oh, that's a Cavern of Souls. Oh, that's what the odd Zendikar card is.
I was actually I saw that in the list, but I said, well, I don't know what the other one looks like, so
Yeah. On Wizard, I assume for the 3 Snapcaster Mages, 3 V-Clicks, and 2 Vencers. Man, Legends Miracles is sweet. The only thing it's missing is Moat.
just slide it on in. I mean, V-Click flies. Vincer doesn't fly, does he?
No, Venser does not fly, but Oliver V, thank you very much for the resub. Much appreciated.
Man, Moat. I
Good to
would
see that hoverboard.
love to see this deck's only win cones be 3 clicks and 1 entreat the angels.
Yeah. That being said, hilariously, the moat would actually be pretty well in this particular scenario. It's really good because that we are currently relying on opposition agent and Field of the Dead to beat to death.
Yeah.
However, against the actual dragons themselves, moat's pretty bad.
Oh, Sword Splasher is number 2 here.
Yeah, one of the opposition agents. That seems pretty all
So
right. This is also 28 life is a very very slow death to die from miracles.
oh my goodness. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I missed. Okay, so did we have double sword, triple swords from really not on top of things? Both opposition agents are down, but neither of his creatures is dead. Oh, bounce of the agent with the Venser. Okay, gotcha.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Block, bounce Venser to hand, replay Venser. Gotcha.
with a heck of a line.
Yes.
But just like one of the things that I love Legends Miracles for.
Oh, Mystic Sanctuary. This is not good. What do you get here? Source of Plowshares?
That seems like the safer play. There's still that brainstorm in there, I believe, but
Yeah.
swords keeps you alive, and you're at 5. But he's gonna
Oh,
get a
Ponder
ponder.
on top. Interesting.
Um, maybe not terribly concerned with dying and a brainstorm here.
Yeah. So
Um,
this is still on end step, I take it.
yeah. So this could just be I have a terminus in hand, need to get it back, and this lets me get the ponder if I want it.
Yeah. Uh so Twin Dom the Clothis exiled an accumulated knowledge, and then it exiled a ponder, and then it has never survived to the upkeep since then. It's always been bounced by this Venser.
Yeah, that same Colossus has hit the board at least 3, maybe 4 times,
Yeah.
despite landing it very early.
Yes, I agree.
So still shuffles off the ponder. Okay. So maybe no terminus setup at all. He's just trying to cash in
Yeah.
and get rid of some bad cards.
Yeah. And this was actually main phase as well, not on instep. My bad. Yeah, and Dr. Leo pointing out. So this is the third time that Colossus will trigger this whole game.
Hey, what do you have in your graveyard? I haven't had to ask in a while, man.
Yeah.
All right, hit
Takes out
sword.
one of the Swords of Plowshares, yeah.
That
Also,
makes
of
sense.
note as well, if Ping Cow wasn't thinking about it before, absolutely all of the relevant spells will be getting hit here now, because we have confirmed there are Mystic Sanctuaries.
Yeah, and it's not exactly like he needs the mana right now.
Yeah, for sure.
So taking him down into bolt range off this Clothis, although no bolts in the deck. But these zombies are looking more and more deadly here.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, Bolt is converted mana cost 1, so you could actually run it in an Obosh deck.
There you go. Obosh is all cards. Only card. Okay, I had to double check that it was non-land cards or
Yeah.
sorry if it was creatures or all non-land cards.
Yeah. So this is an attack for 5 when top is at 3 life here. So 2 of these creatures must be blocked.
Yeah, I bet we see some more shenanigans like block zombie bounce replay bounce zombie or something here.
I could
Um,
see that. The issue is that you're eventually gonna die to this Clothis, period. Because if
that's
you just have 2 more turns, you're going to die.
yeah, but I would rather not die in the combat phase if I can help it. Would you like to die now or die later?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Scornful Egotist, that is a good point. Veteran Explorer has been going the distance.
Yeah, it would be interesting to know how many points of damage the Explorer has done this game.
Anemic beats.
You should be well acquainted with that, right,
Oh yeah,
Mr. Pena?
I'm very well acquainted with anemic beats. I've actually beaten someone to death with a veteran explorer and I actually bet you I've probably killed more people with Simian Spirit Guide than I'd care to mention. I've
Yeah,
been
we saw
playing
that
the
the last
deck for a long
imitation.
time, but it happens a lot. Double opposition agent. This is really bad now for having no creatures on board. Oof.
Yeah, this is
I I don't like spending these Green Sun Zeniths right now. I would not be casting this because a Terminus is just going to ruin you.
yeah. It looks like he's reached the same conclusion there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like getting another veteran explorer just does literal nothing. Your opponent is like they have to answer Colossus and they have to answer all of your creatures except for veteran explorer, I guess. So
Yeah. And the other thing as well is that top is forced to Venser or to ferry the Colossus this turn.
yeah. Fun Volcanic Island. There are so many
Black
lands on the
Sky
battlefield
Dock
here.
not having beaten someone to death with Thassa's Oracle beats yet. Come on. Come on. You
Just play,
got to do it.
just play Merfolk and then forget to put the combo in there.
Yeah. Just play against someone on Death Shadow and then just make sure to hit them if you flash it in on end step or something.
Nice 11-11 over there. It'd be a shame if someone hit you with a
a
Thassa's
one
Oracle.
a 1/3, yeah.
Yeah.
That is actually a good point, Cliff, as well, that the Green Sun represents another Clothis.
Oh yeah.
Draw, beginning of main phase. Trigger on the stack. If this is not Stifle, you're dead.
Yes, I would like Bojuka Bog target myself.
Yeah. I also like targeting the card in his own graveyard
Oh,
as well.
that's a great call. Yeah.
Yeah. Just so as that way way to if there is a way to pull the card out of the graveyard like a Snapcaster Mage, then it's not going to affect anything.
Yeah. I guess he could have hit a Ponder or some other sorcery in there. But
Yeah.
unless the Teferi was ticked up. If the Teferi was ticked up, I guess that doesn't work either.
Yeah. And looks like we're just having a thing here about trying to figure out if it's possible to be saved here, and the correct answer is no. If you don't have a stifle, you're dead.
That's not true. Void Slime would also get him out of it.
That's true. That is true. Void Slime and Trick Bind.
Yeah. There are he's
Was
got at
it
least 3 outs.
Nimble Obstructionist? That's another good
Yeah.
one.
Oh man, I thought there
Yeah.
was a
The
there's
correct
a
answer was cast this in upkeep to bounce the Clothis, but it's too late now.
yeah, any number of end the turn effects, I guess. Angel's Grace.
Yeah. I suppose you could flash in the Venser and then STP your own Venser to survive one more turn, but at the same time we're, 20 minutes left for the next 2 games or next 1 game, and you got to kind of get through there. So I would probably be just conceding here and just moving on to the next game. But
Getting a couple other suggestions there in chat. Discontinuity for 6 mana end the turn. I love it.
yeah, discontinuity would be super sweet. That is actually a card that I wasn't thinking of that would do it.
Yeah, I went through all the work to play that Days Undoing deck briefly in Standard, and I could have been playing with that instead.
Yeah.
Oh, Weather the Storm is actually like a legitimate real card, I guess, that you could cast. But oh man, Sphinx's Rev. Do you remember the days of Sphinx's Rev?
I love Sphinx's Revelation. It's so good. On that note, actually, just a quick shout out I saw in the last month's league at the Real Scratch Star 55. was playing this super cool Lotus Field deck in Legacy using Blood Sun to turn off the negative parts of the Lotus Field. And then it was like a standard or modern, Sphinx's Revelation Teferi deck using Blood Sun, and it was absolutely ridiculous. It's so cool.
That sounds great. I love the Blood Sun City of Traders interaction, so that's also funny.
Yeah.
Uh,
So moving on to sideboards here. On top side for Miracles, in the sideboard we have 2 copies of Baneslayer Angel, 1 Council's Judgment, 1 Ethersworn Canonist, 2 copies of Flusterstorm, a basic mountain, 1 Pyroblast, 2 Red Elemental Blast, 1 Rest in Peace, 1 Supreme Verdict, 2 Surgical Extraction, and 1 Wear Tear. What are your
um,
thoughts on this one?
I'm windmill slamming those 2 Baneslayers as fast as I can. That is the funniest
Yes.
card to just coincidentally be in there. Other than that, like maybe Council Judgment, maybe Supreme Verdict, like some of these Wrath effects. I don't think that bringing Surgical against Colossus is really worth it. I think you have enough ways to bounce it and answer it, as annoying as it is. Do
I
you?
think you have bigger problems to worry about. If I was keeping the forces in, I would much rather be saving it for a Dragon Lord Atarka or something of that ilk that will keep my planeswalkers alive rather than trying to, answer this Colossus that's slowly going to drain me. Because that Colossus did, 8 points of damage over the course of the game.
Yeah, I bet Top doesn't assume that Paincow has the full playset in there, plus a full playset of Green Sun Zenith. So
Yeah,
I assume probably isn't going to worry about as much as we know about.
yeah. Okay, sounds good. On Pain Cow's side, however, for the Dragonfit sideboard, we got 2 copies of Carpet of Flowers, 3 Surgical Extraction, 4 Veil of Summer, 2 Pernicious Deed, 2 Plague Engineer, and 1 Rex Sage. I love this sideboard. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's a lot in here.
Yeah.
Like I
I
want
just
the
want to stress.
engineers, I want the deeds, I want the veils, I want the carpets.
I actually don't know how I feel about the deeds in this matchup. Largely because the deeds don't kill the planeswalker. That's my
Oh,
big
you're right.
concern.
You're right.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Pernicious Deed does not read non-land permanent. It reads creatures, artifacts, and enchantments.
yeah, it doesn't. It like never comes. Like whenever I play decks that would have Pernicious Seed, I usually play Vindicate in that spot anyway. Uh,
Yes.
and so I was forget about that very specific requirement.
Yeah. Carpet of Flowers is an absolute shoe-in against a slow, long game island-based deck.
Mhm.
Other thing as well, I I think the Veil of Summer is extremely good. Honestly, I like it as a cantrip in this matchup. I personally actually like Surgical Extraction as well. This is more coming from my days playing Painter, but Surgical Extraction on a Swords to Plowshares can make all the difference in the game.
Yeah, I agree. In a deck that has both Snapcaster and Mystic Janksword to recur things, especially, I think that's probably legitimate. I tend to not bring them in fair matchups, but things that are this grindy and has this many ways to play out of the yard, it makes sense. I think.
Yeah, for sure. So
Um, on the other hand, Pain Cow. If this were, a real event, I think Pain Cow would also want to maybe try to be on the aggro plan rather than the reactive plan.
yeah,
Um,
for sure. Um,
but
I'm thinking here as well. As far as what to cut goes, I'm not entirely sure what you'd cut out of Dragon Fit's board. To be completely honest, you need your top end creatures.
yeah,
Hilariously, Skyline Despot's actually really good, not being legendary and also becoming the Monarch
yeah,
as soon as you come in.
I don't mind cutting the fatal pushes, even though they kill everything your opponent's doing. I guess, but
Yeah,
I feel like I want to kill them rather than worry about their creatures. The creatures will die on their own.
yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
um, let's see. Getting started off here with a Cabal Therapy.
Actually, we had
Oh,
a fetch for island, cast ponder, keep it on top, draw a card, and now we're going Bayou Cabal Therapy.
yep.
So we will see what ends up getting drawn here.
Yeah, but the ponder part was boring, so I didn't bother with it. Sorry, other blue players. Just kidding. I'm one of you. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Names Force of Will off of the Ponder, and it looks like we have Terminus Accumulated Knowledge, Sorts of Plowshares, Ponder, and a second Accumulated Knowledge in hand.
Yep. A beautiful Mirage Plains there as well.
Oh, I
Oh,
was
and
so
found the What If
excited.
Mirrors
I
Kyle.
was so excited thinking that was a veteran explorer. Oh, we doing this. We doing Nick Fit things. Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you see that Cabal Therapy turn sideways?
Oh yeah, I do. I also see a whole bunch of mana coming onto the battlefield.
Yeah. Although this is not certainly the place where Veteran Explorer shines, I don't think, against a deck with this many basics who's also that mana hungry.
Yeah, for sure.
But Pain Cow also will get to Miri's Guile next turn after see this fresh top that's neat.
Yeah, which is super sweet.
Yeah. I think about Veteran Explorer and Miri's Guile. I guess the top was random already, but like Miri's Guile, Veteran Explorer is a cute interaction.
Yeah. So now here's the thing is that I think in this case, what you probably want to do, name Swords to Plowshares. I can totally get behind that. I'd also be tempted to name Accumulated Knowledge just to stop them from getting 3 cards at end step here.
Yeah. Although that's really like a 2 for 3, I guess. They're um, both accumulated knowledge. Like you're only going to see one net new card after all that.
Yeah, I can see that. But in my case, it's just like, yeah, the next Accumulated Knowledge is going to give you 3 cards for sure. But
Yeah.
at least it's, you have to actually find the third Accumulated Knowledge.
Yeah.
Plus, if Pain Cow has a surgical, then they can just hit it anyway. But I can also see the value of hitting the Swords to Plowshares there. Again, Pain Cow knows what's coming up in the future. Dr. Leo commenting on the not naming the double AK. Yeah.
Okay, we know who the greedy one is here.
Yeah. Cathor, thank you very much for the subscription. Much appreciated.
Little super meat boy, hello there, or fist bump.
Yep.
So brainstorming fetch go here.
Yeah.
We'll see if Pain Cow can resolve any fun like 5 mana spells this turn.
Yep. And also having the fetch land as well to reset this Miri's Guile.
Cute.
Uh, unlike Sylvan Library, you do not have the ability to force more cards off the top of your deck by paying life.
Yeah. Oh, I've been playing Miri's Guile in both Jund and that Enchantress lands deck, and I'm just so happy every time I resolve one. Like
Yeah.
this costs 1 mana, and I get to do it every turn.
Yeah, I know for sure. It's super sweet. We're actually just gonna pay 3 and put Obosh into hand there. That's cool.
All right, and we have this Entreat the Angels on top here. It looks like.
Oh, this is hot take. I really don't like Miracles decks that don't play and treat the Angels. A, because it's one of the heavy namesake cards, and Terminus being the only miracle feels bad to me. But two, this card is such an unbelievable blowout for a lot of decks.
Yeah,
Like, this is 12 power for 5 mana. It's unbelievably powerful.
it's no Baneslayer Angel, but it is 12 power.
I'd have this over Baneslayer Angel any day. Even
Yeah, I
against a
guess
dragon deck.
sure. I guess 12 is a large number.
Yeah. That being said, if there's a Dragon Lord Atarka next turn, which I guess we know that there won't be due to the lack of mana there, but yeah, Pernicious Deed actually would have been disgustingly good here. That is true. And also, Mystic Sanctuary fetch land to put Entreat back on top, super gross.
Yeah, that is so nasty. I haven't played a blue red deck myself since Mystic Sanctuary got printed. I think I got burned out on the archetype right before that. So
Yeah. Also of note, I think that's one of the things that in regards to the deed, whether to board it in or not. I'm with the Legends build of this deck with functionally being very difficult to hit Venser or um, Vendilion Clique, and basically having Snapcaster Mage the only guaranteed hit for the Pernicious Deed. I could see not boarding in it. However, after knowing Entreat the Angels in here, 100% this will be coming in for game 3 if we make it there. I
yeah.
would say at least. So is this going to be an Obosh now? Ooh,
Ooh, tricked you.
Scourge of the Peaks. Or Terror of the Peaks, my bad. Spells your opponents cast a target Terror of the Peaks costs an additional 3 life to cast. Whenever another creature in his battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. and gets Force of Willed.
Hey, that makes sense.
Yeah. So we got 12 damage coming across here. This is a lot. Down to 7.
Yeah,
So,
Painhouse suddenly on the back foot here.
oh yeah. Entreat can close a game super fast. I think you need basically exactly Dragonlord Atarka right now and for it to resolve.
Yeah, and then also not get oh, there's no Caracas on top side there.
No.
Um,
And the reason why I say Dragonlord Atarka is because Dragonlord Atarka will eat one of the angels and will kill one of the angels when it comes in, and also eat an angel on the attack.
yeah, I just sort of assumed that top had Caracas to bounce it for the block, but there's no.
Oh, are we gonna be? Oh, we're actually hitting with the Vendilion Clique. 100%. I don't take a single card here. Absolutely not.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. There's
Absolutely not. Really takes a card, draws another card off the top. If this is a Dragonlord Atarka, which I suppose it wouldn't be, given that we know what's in hand. Oh, Village Rites, 5 mana untapped, 7. Okay, this could be good. This could be super good, actually. This is cool.
yeah, taking the green Sun Zenith there just feels so weird. Although, like you said, if top is worried about exactly Dragonlord Atarka, that sort of gets Dragonlord Atarka.
Well, I think the thing is now also with the Vendilion Clique, there are 15 points of power that fly on not
Yeah,
on top of things side, and also this Vendilion Clique is going to actually take the 1 extra damage of overflow that the angels would have absorbed.
yeah. I think if he finds Atarka, then the click doesn't change anything about the situation.
Yeah,
But we'll see.
let's
Village
live the
Rites,
dream.
heck of a card
Let's
there.
live the dream. Did we get there?
Champagne in chat pointing out might take the Village Rites. Yeah, saves from the ramp there as well as saving from the additional
No.
looks at Atarka.
Yeah, and Pain Cow not even going to decide on it. He's just like, yeah, we gotta go on.
Yeah, our rounds here on Fight Night are technically still timed, so we're at 1-1 here with just about 5 minutes left to go in the round. Not sure that either player will be able to close this out, but
Yeah, it is definitely possible that someone could close it out, provided that basically both players just shuffle up and go immediately. But yeah, guess most of the reading of the cards was done in game 1.
yeah, classic 1-1-1. Yeah,
Yeah, and
Doc give
that's a good point too. Is that if we get a fast Nick Fit start followed by no permission from not on top of things, Pain Cow could take it down, and also really not on top of things. If they get another good and treat the angel early off of the back of Veteran Explorer, this could also end very fast.
Yeah, Champagne here asking there's no turns, right? Yeah, this is just an exhibition thing. It doesn't count for anything, so we aren't we don't have the same strictness as we would on one of our Saturday events about maintaining the 1 hour timer, but at the same time we have to keep the event going and show off as much magic as we can.
Yeah, like if we foresee someone dying in the next 2 turns, we're not just gonna cut it off, but at the same time we gotta make sure that we go through. In regards to sideboarding, do you think anything changes here? Because I think definitely if Deed wasn't in, I think it's coming in now from Pink House side. In regards to miracles, I don't think anything changes, to be totally honest. But
No, I don't think anything. I assume at least the verdict and the Baneslayers are in there. I think everything else is just optional. Maybe Council
yeah,
Chip if you're worried about it, but
yeah. So we're gonna start off with the Veteran Explorer. So this is good for both players getting an early kill.
yep. Do we see Bayou Village Rights?
Maybe, I'm not sure here, but both players, you can definitely tell they are picking up the pace for sure. Okay, second Veteran Explorer. Okay, no Cabal therapy for the ultra brutal stuff.
You don't have time to sack those. You got to swing with them. You got to deal that damage.
Yeah. Smash. 17. Fetch.
Doc gave me a bunch of crap. And one of the weeklies I played in, I managed to go 0-0-1 in round one. It took 60 minutes and didn't finish the game.
That's impressive. Cathor, I am a fan of any 1 power creature beats. Sign me up.
Ooh, and we found a Clothis there as well.
Oh, that's a real good start in terms of a clock. It's not going to help end the game in the time frame we're looking for, but that is a good start. In step AK. Of note as well, you cannot get a Taiga off of a Vista.
Oh, or a Tundra even. You're right.
Yeah. Or Tundra. My bad. Apologies. I was typing while thinking at the same time, and apparently I'm not good at
Yeah,
that.
gonna get that fixed there for top. I don't obviously can just go get a planes that
Yeah, it needs to get a basic land off of Prismatic Vista.
or an island. Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. Playing the Prismatic Vista is actually a little bit annoying because I feel like I forget that with some frequency. I'm like, oh yeah,
It's okay. I've been playing a deck that just lives and dies by its fetch lands, and trying to use a Misty Rainforest to fetch a basic plains feels really bad.
it's the same. Like my Gen deck has Bloodstained Mire that can't get forest, and then my Loam deck has Marsh Flats that can't get forest.
Yeah. Exiling the Prismatic Vista to go get mana. I really like this. 5 Terror of the
Chomp.
Peaks. This is a good one. We're gonna see an AK hoping to, I'm assuming, hit a Force of Will. Smash for 2.
Crunch.
Yeah. Both players picking up the pace here too. Also, of note, really not on top of things, needs to answer this Terror of the Peaks. It will cost life to do it off of anything other than a Terminus. And of
Mhm.
note as well, any dragons that come down after this are going to immediately deal damage right away because of Terror of the Peaks. And also, if it's a hasty dragon, it gets to attack as well.
Yeah, that one-sided pandemonium on a casual 5/4 flyer body with upside is
Yeah.
just a lot.
Well, and that's just it too. Is with the Fetchland and Pain Cow's Graveyard, if this next attack involves a Kolagan the Storm's Fury off of Dash, this is going to do 4 damage when Kolagan comes in. And on the attack trigger, it's going to end up pumping an additional 4 damage on top of the 4, 9, 10, 11 coming in too.
Oh,
Source of
sad that went away.
Plowshares. Yeah. Of note, though, that Source of Plowshares did cost top 3 life. So that
Yeah.
is a relevant thing for the clock. Uh-oh.
Oops. My hand. Don't
Dropping the
look.
hand. Yep. Both players looking, and yeah, we did see the Baneslayer Angel there. So, yeah.
I,
Lady
oh, well,
Mitos, thank you very much for the subscription. Oh, 3 subs tonight. This is sweet.
nice.
Brainstorm. Yeah, you definitely got to hide that after flipping over that Baneslayer Angel. That's for sure.
Yeah. I remember Baneslayer, the first time I saw it I think it was Joe Lissette's sideboard in Miracles. I said, oh, wow. Yeah, this card is legacy playable. And here it is.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, actually, of note too, that Terror of the Peaks did actually put Devotion up to 6. So 1 away from getting Clothis going. So here we go. Names Swords to Plow. Was it Swords to Plowshare? Or names Force of Will? Guarantee you this is going to be Sacrifice Flashback name. Ooh, actually, do you hit the Baneslayer Angel or do you hit the 2 Swords to Plowshares here?
Man, the swords getting to just pitch the swords plowshares feels so good here.
That being said, the Baneslayer Angel with
Like,
lifelink seems really bad.
yeah, that's also true. Yeah, getting and he can't buy that back.
That's
Um,
another thing too,
all
especially
of
with
these.
giving the mana to cast the Baneslayer Angel feels awful.
Um, although also here, man, all of those permanents are just so bad.
Did he decline to search?
I think he
Oh,
he had
that's
Entreat
why.
on top.
Entreat on
Oh,
top. Okay, that
cute.
makes sense.
I thought he was worried about an opposition agent. I was like, well, that's not how the rules work, but that's fine.
Yeah. Of note as well, Miracle is a triggered ability, so you can actually fetch in response to the Miracle trigger before pain costs.
Yep.
Because of note, really not on top of things is actually short a white source to Miracle this, so they have to go get a Plains or a Tundra.
Which is magic is weird.
Yes,
That's all I
Magic
can
is
say about
very
that.
bizarre. I remember it blew my mind, brains all over the wall as soon as I heard that was a triggered ability that you could respond to, like with your own fetch lands. I was like, what? And then looks like we're just gonna play an island second main. Oh, I see what happened there. I guess he must have drawn a card
Yeah,
afterwards. which he can't do. And because he just shuffled, we're just reshuffling there. So it should be all fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Capra,
island came
that's
from
what
him
happened.
drawing a card, but no, they did bring it up correctly that drawing the Entreat the Angels was the card draw for the turn. We are at 8 mana for Pain Cow now. Please say this is a Dragon Lord Atarka or a Karthus.
Banefire. Oh, no.
Yes!
Okay, not
Range
Banefire.
Sun Zenith. So this is exactly one of those two. Do you grab Karthus or Dragon Lord here, though?
Dragon Lord just shuts off more of his outs, I think, but
I agree. I actually like Dragon Lord Atarka here as well because it eats one of the angels. Because this
yeah.
Baneslayer angel, you're going to have a huge problem dealing with.
Um,
Draw. And of note here, because that Not on Top of Things didn't actually grab the lands, they're kind of forced now to find a mana, and it looks like they didn't find it to cast the Baneslayer angel. This feels really bad.
yeah, and then bouncing the dragon is not great here.
You
But you can't leave it.
absolutely don't bounce the dragon here for sure.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
think you just brainstorm and hope to find something because you
that's
need
fair.
another
Yeah,
lands and probably exactly a Swords to Plowshares island, not the color you needed.
yeah. I mean, even if you brainstorm here, though, like you block the dragon lord, and then you're just back where you were.
Yeah.
It's just
Uh,
all bad.
of note, the token is actually not in the graveyard, but looks like we're gonna hit another accumulated knowledge there. So we're drained down to 2 now, and this is an 8/8 Flampler coming in.
Uh,
Smash.
Maybe state-based actions haven't been checked yet, and that angel is in the graveyard.
You never know.
Uh, Speaking of rules things that blew my mind. Knowing that
Wow.
things that weren't cards went to zones was a thing because they changed the rulings at some point to say like if you draw from a library that has things in it that aren't cards, you still die. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Uh, so it looks like Pain Cow here with the gonna take it down in a pretty grindy
Yeah.
three game match there.
Exactly. And Oliver, in regards to the island being put back, a fetch land was cracked in response to the miracle trigger. So that island was a fresh card.
Oh,
But again, he was not allowed to draw it because he'd already drawn the Entreat the Angels that turn. So it looks like the only thing that were boarded in were the Veil of Summers and the Carpet of Flowers, which I can respect that. But
yeah.
yeah, no, that was a very, very tight, very long first match. But we will be back shortly for match number 2 for some more magic here on Legacy Fight Night. Thank you all for joining us. We will be right back shortly.
Thanks everyone.